Hello once again, all my comic addicted friends out there in the YouTube comic community. It's Matt, Comic Quarter 410, and I'm here today to do a video because I have some awesome friends who were cool enough to give me the awesome gift of free comics. So, definitely appreciate it, and I'm going to start, I'm going to show them in the order that I received them. This is Evil Ernie number 2, and this cover is by Ken Hazer. And he gave me this book, and he signed it down there for me. It was very cool. And if you're a fan of Evil Ernie or horror books, this has been pretty good so far. It's written by Tim Seeley, creator of Revival. So that was very cool of Ken to give me that for free. And the other Living Corpse creator, artist, Buzz Hassan, is a good friend of mine. And I was looking through his comic collection. He has amazing indie books. He has a lot of Greg Iron stuff, Skull and Slow Death. And when I got to this issue number 5, I just stopped and I was like, wow, man, I love this cover. This EC sci-fi type homage by Rand Holmes and Richard Corbin. And I was commenting on it. And Buzz knows I love Richard Corbin. So he's like, you don't have that book? And I said, no. And he was like, just take it, man. I was like, wow. So I gave him, a couple books to make up for it. But it was very cool, very thoughtful of him. This book, it's not very, not very expensive, maybe $20, $30, but not easy to find. And especially in this grade, it's a very awesome copy that Buzz gave me. He has a very cool collection. So Buzz and Ken are not just creators, they're fans too, as is Blair, their colorist. All three good guys and, grew up comic and horror fans, and that's why they love what they do. Next up, I did a trade with my good friend Vin Crew 12,000, and I'm sure all of you know Mike, just one of the best guys in this community, does great videos, always learn a lot from his videos, he's always on top of stuff, and he's always doing a lot of trades with people, and I believe, I've definitely done more trades with Mike than I've done with anybody else in the community here, and definitely appreciate it. The first book I got from Mike was Grendel Devil's Vagary, and you could only get this in the Comico Grendel collection, and it was one of the few Grendel books I'm missing, this mini comic, so thank you very much for that, Mike. Mike also helped me get some more of my Deadpool Volume 1 run. He hooked me up with Deadpool number 18, Deadpool number 19, and Deadpool number 20. So thank you, Mike. I now have Deadpool Volume 1 through 20. And I have the first Deadpool miniseries, The Circle Chase, but I did not have the second miniseries, so Mike sent me number 1 of the second Deadpool mini. Very happy to have that, so thank you for helping me with those, Mike. He also helped me with a few G.I. Joes that I was missing, number 79. Number 111, really dig this cover here by Lee Weeks. Very cool. It's when Storm Shadow was a good guy. And G.I. Joe 151. Mike was also nice enough to throw in Amazing Spider-Man number 292. I was missing that. And I was also missing number 295. So thank you for those, my friend. And this was the book I was the most excited about. This is Mad's Sergio Aragonés on Parade. It's a big oversized soft cover. And this is a first printing. It's apparently not that easy to find. So definitely thank you, Mike. I didn't know a whole lot about this, but Mike just knows I'm a big fan of Mad and Sergio Aragonés. So he said, hey, would you like this? I said, yeah, definitely would. And I didn't even realize that Mike, this wasn't a double. Mike didn't have a copy for himself, and he was giving me the only copy he had. So I thought that was very thoughtful. So thank you again. This was really cool read. Next up, my good buddy Ira Comixquest did I think it was 180 subscribers giveaway. I know you're way over that now, but he had some awesome prizes. Ira, again, is a great guy with some great books. And I'm sure if you check my channel out, you've checked out Vin Crew and Comixquest and the next guy I'm going to talk about. But if not, I'll try to remember to put a link down below. So definitely check them out. Just again, another channel where you'll see awesome books and get some great information. this was Ira's second place prize, this beautiful, bright, gorgeous copy of Giant Size Spider-Man number 4. I believe this is the third appearance of the Punisher, but Ira told me there was a small tear on the back cover, but even with that rip, I looked at it, I'd still put this in the 8.0 range, and it just displays gorgeously like a near mint copy. So thank you so much for that, Ira. And he didn't have to do that because that was the prize, but Ira and myself talk pretty frequently, and I'd mentioned that I had near mint copies of all the Dark Knight Returns but number 2, and I didn't have any of the second miniseries. So Ira took these books out of his collection, they weren't part of the giveaway, and he threw in the entire Dark Knight 2 mini for me. So thank you, Ira. This is number 1, number 2, and number 3. And if that wasn't enough, he knows I'm a Punisher fan, so he grabbed this Marvel Universe Punisher action figure for me, which I do not have, and that's very cool. So thank you for that, Ira. I like this figure too. It's the size and you know, highly articulated style of the old G.I. Joe figures with the weapons and everything. Very cool figure. Wish they had those when I was a kid. But that was thoughtful of you. Thanks again, Ira. And congratulations to you on your subs, and congratulations for winning Hero Hunters giveaway. You give comics away, you get them back. That's good comic karma right there. Last but certainly not least, my good buddy Fool Killer 5150, Steve, let me know he was going to a local show. And I said, my God, could you get my Ghost Rider number 1 and 2 signed by Javier Saltares? And he said, oh yeah, and writer Howard Mackey's going to be there too. So he got them signed by both of them for me, and that was awesome. Because I told Steve, you know, I've mentioned before, my good friend who was like my comic convention buddy in middle school, Robert, passed away in our 20s. And, you know, he was just the guy. I mean, the books he had when we were in middle school, he had, you know, Giant Size X-Men number 1 and Golden Age books at, you know, when we were 12 years old, and he could already draw. He was already drawing and painting in middle school, and just have good memories of a lot of the comics we bought at the same time and discovered these series together. And a few in particular, like Akira. I remember the Arkham Asylum hardcover came out around that Christmas that year, and it was a big deal to us, and that's when he did his first painting that he ever did. And God, we were in like 8th grade or something, 7th or 8th grade, and you know, that was the first time he painted. He ended up going to James Madison University on an art scholarship, but he's a good friend of mine, and I don't have any of his art, but I do have some of the comics that we got at shows together. I got in trades with him, and this Ghost Rider series came out, you know, 1990. We were about 14 years old, and I just remember this relaunch was well received, and really liked Javier Saltare's art. And so it brings back a lot of good memories of, you know, going to the conventions. And, you know, our comic store was like 45 minutes away from where we lived. So our parents would take turns, you know, my parents and his dad would take turns driving us up to the comic shop every week. So definitely good memories of picking these books up with him. And Steve got them signed for me right there by Howard Mackey and Javier Saltares. So thank you so much, Steve. Happy to have these. Love this series. And he also got my number 2 signed for me. So can't thank you enough for that, buddy. Glad you had a great time at the show and got a steal, to say the least, on that Batman Adventures. So, you know, again, good karma coming back to people that do good things. I believe that's the way the universe works. So thank you guys, Ken and Buzz, Steve, Ira, and Mike. Please, guys, check out those channels. I'm sure you already have, because those guys are some of the best guys in this community. And I always thank you all for taking the time to stop by and check out my books. Everyone, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and enjoy your comic books.